Personality development is not about pretending to be someone you're not, and it's not about memorizing tricks to impress people for a few minutes. True personality growth is about understanding how the mind works, recognizing the small psychological patterns that shape how people see you, and then applying those insights in a consistent, authentic way. When you do that, others begin to notice something different about you. They might say you seem more confident, more engaging, or simply more pleasant to be around. But what they are really noticing is how you've used psychological awareness to bring out the best parts of yourself. One of the first psychological principles that helps in personality development is the idea of presence. Human beings are highly sensitive to attention. When someone gives us full attention, even for a short moment, it feels rewarding. Most of us, however, are half distracted. We listen with our phones in hand, or we wait for our turn to speak rather than truly listening. If you train yourself to be fully present, maintaining gentle eye contact, nodding at the right moments, and actually processing what the other person says, you instantly come across as more confident and trustworthy. A simple real-life example. Imagine talking to a friend who always checks their notifications while you speak, compared to someone who leans in, maintains eye contact, and listens. Who do you feel closer to? Who leaves a stronger impression? That's the psychology of presence at work, and by practicing it, you slowly develop a personality that others are drawn to. A second important trick lies in the psychology of self-perception. There is a concept called the looking glass self, which means that people tend to form their self-image based on how they think others see them. If you constantly assume others view you as awkward or uninteresting, you unconsciously project that. But if you act as if others already respect and value you, your mind adapts to that frame, and your personality begins to reflect confidence. This isn't about arrogance. It's about shaping your self-perception in a healthier way. For example, before walking into a social setting, you can remind yourself, people are generally kind. I bring value to conversations. This mindset changes your posture, tone, and presence. Over time, that inner narrative becomes a stable part of your personality. The third psychological principle is known as the liking effect. People naturally tend to like those who show genuine liking toward them. If you make someone feel important and valued, their brain releases positive emotions when they are around you. Think about a coworker who compliments your effort sincerely, or remembers something small about your life. It makes you feel recognized. By practicing this, showing genuine interest in people, giving authentic compliments, and acknowledging their efforts, you cultivate warmth in your personality. But the key here is authenticity. Fake flattery is usually transparent, and it can damage trust. Real personality growth happens when you notice what is genuinely admirable about others and voice it naturally. The fourth psychological trick is rooted in the concept of consistency. Human beings respect consistency because it signals reliability. If your behavior is unpredictable, kind one day, distant the next, people cannot form trust around you. But when your personality is stable, when your words match your actions, others begin to see you as dependable. Imagine a friend who always shows up when they say they will, compared to one who cancels plans at the last minute. Over time, the consistent friend is viewed as more trustworthy, and trust is one of the strongest foundations of an admirable personality. Developing this trait takes discipline. It means managing your emotions and commitments in a way that aligns with who you want to be. A fifth principle for personality development is the psychology of body language. Studies in social psychology have shown that more than half of communication is nonverbal. The way you stand, move your hands, or even tilt your head sends messages before your words do. For instance, crossing your arms might unconsciously signal defensiveness, while keeping your shoulders relaxed and your chest slightly open communicates approachability and calm. Small adjustments, like maintaining an upright posture, making steady but not intense eye contact, and avoiding fidgeting, can make your personality appear more confident and collected. Over time, practicing good body language doesn't just influence how others see you. It actually feeds back into your brain, boosting your own sense of self-assurance. The sixth psychological trick is rooted in empathy. Research shows that people feel deeply connected to those who understand their emotions. When someone feels seen by you, they are more likely to admire and trust your personality. Empathy doesn't mean fixing someone's problems or always agreeing with them. It means being able to step into their perspective and respond with understanding. For example, if a colleague is stressed about a deadline, instead of saying, "Relax, it's not a big deal," an empathetic response would be, "I get why you feel overwhelmed. This project is demanding." That simple acknowledgement can create stronger bonds. Over time, developing the habit of empathy shapes you into someone who is approachable and respected, and that becomes a defining part of your personality. The seventh and final psychological principle is growth orientation. People are naturally inspired by those who continuously improve themselves. A personality that is rigid, unwilling to learn, or stuck in defensiveness often feels heavy to others. On the other hand, someone who is open to feedback, curious about the world, and willing to admit mistakes comes across as authentic and strong. This aligns with what psychologists call a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and qualities can be developed. Imagine two employees. One says, "I'm just not good at public speaking," while the other says, "I struggle with public speaking now, but I can improve with practice." Which person's personality feels more dynamic, open, and inspiring? By adopting growth orientation, you project humility and strength, and over time, this becomes one of the most attractive qualities of your personality. When you combine these 7 principles, presence, self-perception, liking effect, consistency, body language, empathy, and growth orientation, you create a personality that is both magnetic and authentic. None of these are about manipulation. They are about aligning your psychology with natural human tendencies. Personality development is not instant, and it's not about tricks to impress people temporarily. It's a slow layering of habits that reshape how you show up in the world. Each small change in how you think, listen, speak, and act compounds into a more confident and balanced self. To see how this works in real life, think about someone you admire. Not necessarily a celebrity, but maybe a teacher, mentor, or even a friend. Chances are, they listen well. They make you feel valued. They remain consistent, and they have a sense of calm confidence. They probably aren't perfect, but their personality feels well-rounded because they embody many of these principles. That is what makes personality development powerful. It doesn't require perfection, but it does require awareness and steady practice. Over time, practicing these psychological insights rewires not only how others see you, but how you see yourself. As your personality grows stronger, you naturally attract better opportunities, healthier relationships, and a deeper sense of satisfaction. In the end, personality development is not about adding something artificial to yourself. It's about uncovering and strengthening the best parts of who you already are, using the science of psychology to guide the way.